Now, when you look at this line graph, you'll notice that in the year around 2030, the two lines cross or intersect. These are always very important points and information in the line graph to discuss when something becomes more than the other, or something becomes less than the other. So we'll get to that in a minute here, and we'll continue from there. So according to the information in this line graph, it is projected. Projected means like predicted, so thinking about the future. It is projected that both China and India will, and here's our future participle, will have a population of 1.45 billion people by 2030. Okay, so this is the point in time where they're about the same, and then after this is where things get interesting, because the line tells us that India will have a higher population than China. So let's start with a leading expression here. Interestingly, the data predicts that India, or India's population, will surpass means to go above, will surpass China's population and continue to grow rapidly until 2050. By this time, India is predicted to have a population over 1.6 billion. Okay, and we're going to continue from here, show the contrast of China. China's population will stabilize and then potentially decrease. So, however, following 2030, China's population will stabilize decrease to around 1.39 billion by the year 2050. Okay, so that's enough for the analyze section. Now we come to the final part, which is the conclusion of the paragraph. And here we're just going to write maybe one or two simple sentences to conclude this paragraph. Again, remember, for line graphs, usually the prediction is the most common type of conclusion. So predicting the future. So clearly, so the conclusion, clearly the graph expects that the birth and death rates in these two countries will change significantly over the next 4, again remember to write words for numbers below 10, so over the next 4 decades, and decades means 10 years. Okay, so this is enough for the conclusion. This is not our opinion, this is what the graph is showing us, because for the population to change so much, where India exceeds or surpasses China in the next 40 years, obviously there has to be some kind of major change in the amount of people who are born and who die within that country. So we can make this inference or this prediction about this line graph. Okay, let's have a look at our completed paragraph. And then remember, always try to leave 1 or 2 minutes at the end so you can quickly skim read or read over your paragraph and just check for some mistakes. Again, the most important mistakes to correct are coherence errors. This can be language use errors or grammar mistakes that make the paragraph confusing. Here, the tense is very important, so making sure to use the past, the present, and the future in a correct order. So let's have a look at that, and then we will have our final corrected paragraph, which should get us our nice high score for this part of the writing section of the IELTS. Okay, next we will be looking at an example of a pie chart, and we'll be writing the full paragraph for the pie chart with the describe, the analyze, and the conclude, just so you know how to do that type of graph or chart if that's the question that you get on the IELTS. So